The story of the fisherman and the genie. The fifth night. The next night, Dinarzade said to her sister, "Please, sister, if sleep doesn't overcome you, tell us one of your interesting stories." The king said, "Let it be the fisherman's story." Scheherazade replied, "As you wish." They were very poor, so much so that they did not have enough food each day. He waded into the water, cast his net, and waited until it sank. "I've cast it 3 times already, and there's only one more attempt. Help me, God." When he pulled it up, it wouldn't budge. He shook it and discovered it was stuck at the bottom. He dived back into the water and worked hard to shake it free until he pulled it ashore. There was something heavy inside. He tried to move the jar, but it was so heavy he couldn't budge it. So he decided to remove the stopper and scoop out the contents. Finally, he managed to remove it using his knife. Then, he tipped the jar to the ground and shook it, but nothing came out, to his great astonishment. He gathered the rope and began to pull the net, but it felt heavier and heavier until he could no longer pull it. The smoke continued to rise from the jar, gathering and forming until, before him, a genie appeared, its feet on the ground and its head touching the clouds. His jaw stopped moving, and his mouth went dry. Dinarzade said to her sister, "What an amazing story." Scheherazade replied, "Tomorrow night, I will tell you something even more exciting, if I live." Its head resembled a castle, its mouth like a cave, and its teeth like formidable fangs. So he took off his clothes and dived into the water, swimming under the net, shaking it and dragging it until he finally brought it to shore. The fisherman went to open the net, filled with joy. But when he did, he found nothing but a large, empty jar. Saddened by all this work, the fisherman said, "What a strange catch." He prayed to God, cleaned and mended his net, spread it out to dry, waded back into the water, and cast it in again. The net got stuck again, and he had to dive in to free it. When he pulled it to shore and looked inside, tears filled his eyes. In the net was nothing but a rotten wooden plank. He exclaimed, "This is the strangest day I have ever seen." The fisherman spread his net out to dry again and prayed to God again. When it was dry, he cast it in a third time and waited for it to sink. This time, when he picked it up, he found nothing but rocks and broken bottles inside. So he began to lament his bad luck. This fisherman cast his net into the water 4 times a day. It is said that there was a very old fisherman who had a wife and 3 daughters. One day, with the moon still high and the day not yet dawning, the fisherman went out past the outskirts of the city to the seashore. The fisherman raised his eyes to the sky and said, "O God, you know that I only cast my net into the water 4 times each day." The fisherman cast his net into the water for the 4th time and watched it sink. When he opened it, he saw a copper jar with a stopper at its end. The fisherman was delighted and said to himself, "I'll sell it at the market. It's definitely worth a lot of money." But after a while, a great cloud of smoke rose, growing in size until it hid the daylight. When the hunter saw it, he trembled with terror. At that moment, Scheherazade realized it was morning and stopped speaking.